Hello, my name is William Hamilton. I'm the co-founder of SmartPath.co. And today we're going to talk about value over volume, how to bill for tax and accounting services in 2022. The tax and accounting industry, like much of the world, has changed dramatically over the last 24 months. And so we just want to talk about a couple of key pricing strategies and how you can bill for your services moving forward into this next year that are going to set you apart, that are going to help you to really place yourself in a better position than your competition. And most importantly, that will allow you to provide value to your clients and then get paid for that value. So we want to give you a few tangible, specific things that you can do to set yourself up for success when it comes to your billing in 2022. So obviously billing for tax and accounting services in 2021 and also 2020, it was particularly difficult for tax pros. And why was that? Well, the work that you're doing today is vastly different from the reporting and the compliance work that was standard 5 years ago. With the PPP loans and with all the different stimulus, all the different tax legislation changes that happened, the way that you build clients, some clients being in a financial situation where you weren't maybe able to fully bill at a rate that you wanted to. A lot of things were happening where billing now can look very different than it did even just a few years ago. Add to that, now the needs of today's clients are far more demanding. So what's happening is in 2022 and beyond, we're seeing that this is forcing tax professionals to increase their rates so that they can actually capture and bill for all the extra work that they're doing. Business clients today are trying to figure out how can they rebuild their business and reposition their business for long-term success in today's environment. Individual clients are figuring out how they can potentially utilize technology versus working with a tax professional to get the best result. And so there are a lot of moving parts that are happening right now. But the key takeaway that we want everyone to understand from today's training is helping your clients more and being that advisor in the relationship. It shouldn't mean an injury to your bottom line. Your invoicing practices, having to spend a bunch of time haggling with clients or dealing with chronic late payers, all of that stuff can affect your productivity and your cash flow. And so we want that to stop. We don't want you to have to continue feeling that way moving forward. So how do you structure your fees so that clients will stop pushing back and can start being fairly compensated for what it is that you're doing? Well, one thing is you want to make sure that you're giving the client clear deliverables. If we're going to engage the client and work in 2022, we want to make sure that we understand exactly what they're getting and what they're not getting. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure that you're explaining the importance of being proactive. So instead of just reacting to legislation changes or reacting to changes in the filing deadlines that have happened, we want to have a proactive approach instead of a reactive approach. And the last thing that we recommend for 2022 is setting up subscription pricing. If you've heard about charging your clients by the month instead of just charging them once a year annually, and you've been not doing that in your firm, if you've been holding off on doing it, or maybe you're already offering some sort of subscription pricing now, but it's not priced the way you want, or it's not providing that profit margin that you want. Well, now is an opportunity to relook at it and to really see, is the way that I'm charging now the way that I want to charge moving forward in the future? So let's look at presenting clear deliverables. Your clients do not understand why your rates are set the way they are. If you charge by the hour, if you charge by the form, or if you charge, for how many transactions a client has in their accounting, they really have no idea about your workflow that actually produces that final result that they want to receive. They don't know your overhead costs and if those are going up or going down, how many hours it's taken you to even just learn how to produce the result that you're going to produce. They don't understand how much software is involved, how much training you have to do every year, how many potential people in your practice may have to review that work before it leaves your door. So what happens, instead of explaining all of that to them and instead of trying to have them understand what your true costs are, a much easier way that's going to get you a better result is to increase your value to them. Identify the ways that you can increase the value that they're going to receive. That's going to be something that they're going to be willing to pay for instead of just trying to figure out how to get compensated for our costs. So how do we do this? How can we make it very clear to the client, here's what you're going to get, here's not what you're going to get? Well, in order to do that, we have to figure out in the first place, what does this client want? And we identify what that client wants by having a discovery meeting. We need to ask the client the right questions that are going to identify their specific top goals. So the question we always like to ask is, okay, potential client or existing client, no matter what happens in the next year, whether we continue working together or not, what do you want to accomplish? What are the results that you want to create in the next 12 months when it comes to your personal life or your business financials, and get them to start talking about what's most important to them. Then once we identify what's most important to them, we can simply structure our fees and structure a proposal that's going to help them achieve their goals. If the goal is to get to a specific result, then our fee and our structure should be aligned to also get them that specific result. And what's included in the proposal? Well, everything that's needed to get you that result. And what's not included? Anything that's not going to get you that result that you care about and that are willing to pay for. And so what happens is when you start trying to structure your fees around value and your proposals around the value and the results the client wants to achieve, now I can create efficiency and I can create profitability for everyone involved, because we're not trying to randomly offer them services that they may or may not care about, that they may or may not want to pay for, and that we may or may not be able to bill for. We're simply giving them what they want by identifying what are their core priorities, what do they want, and what services and features do they want to receive. Now, the second part of that is we need to start trying to build out proactive work instead of reactive work. So our clients right now are being bombarded with endless strategies and information on social media, through all kinds of different marketing that the industry is putting out. So they really don't have any concept of what is or isn't relevant to their specific situation. So it's our job as the professional in the relationship, as the advisor in the relationship, to educate them about the best use of your time when they engage with you. So that proactive strategic work that you can do together, that's the only way that the client's going to achieve the goals that they want to achieve in the next year, instead of just reacting to whatever the shiny object is in front of them, whether it's crypto or real estate investing, or, trying out this new awesome payroll software, whatever it may be that's on their mind that they, that has their attention. If we can start putting together a strategy for how to accomplish the goals that they told us were important to them in their discovery meeting, that's the most efficient, going to be the efficient use of everyone's time. And so at SmartPath, we provide what we call an ISMA certification, or an Intelligent Solutions Management certification, that will train you how to keep your clients organized and involved with you year round, where instead of just reacting to whatever shiny object is in the client's mind, you start creating and working a systematic, proactive process with every single client that's on your roster. And so what does this Intelligent Solutions Management certification mean for your firm? Well, really, it's going to protect your team from spending hours and hours on features or on services that you're not going to be able to bill for. And it's going to protect your clients from paying for features or services from you that aren't really going to be able to accomplish their goals. And so it bakes in protection for you, and it bakes in protection for the client. It also boosts your credibility as a firm, because so many firms may say to a client, yeah, we offer strategic advisory services or tax planning or whatever it may be, but they don't have an actual structure or framework to deliver that. So when you can show the client, we have a structure, we have a process that we've been certified in to provide this level of value to you, that immediately boosts your credibility. It also establishes a collaborative advisory relationship with your clients, where you and the client are partnering together. Both clients can see the same documents, the same goals, the same key success indicators and numbers and ratios and reports, so that now you're collaborating with that client to help them get what they want, instead of the client just trying to pay you for your labor to do whatever historic filing that they need. And then what happens is, when you fully implement this process, now you can increase your fees significantly above and beyond that national average of just paying for a tax return. And you can do that quickly within a matter of 30 days. So how does ISMA certification allow you to increase your fees and really price the right way for your accounting and tax services in 2022? What allows you to attract a higher paying client that you're going to want to work with and that you're going to enjoy working with, because now they want to stay organized. They want to have an action plan that they can use and follow with you. They want that results-based work instead of just that historic reporting. It also is going to help you avoid tax season burnout moving forward, because now you can work with the client year round, you can generate that revenue year round, and you get away from that feast or famine model that's so common with small firms, where most of their revenue comes into the practice only in tax season. And it's also going to give you that guide so that you can guide your clients to identify threats and really set proactive goals and look at those key performance indicators and targets that will make sure that they feel like they're getting value for whatever it is that you're charging them. So that leads us now to subscription pricing. So the first thing was, we want to really define from the client what it is that they want. We want to bake that discovery meeting into the process. Then we want to focus on proactive work instead of reactive work. And the last thing that we want to do in 2022 is really get your subscription pricing right. So you're going to increase your monthly revenue by using subscription pricing without adding a bunch of unnecessary client friction. This is going to allow you to eliminate that hourly billing and eliminate scope creep, because we're just going to get the client on the right package for them based on the goals that we identified during the discovery meeting. And then we're going to automate a monthly payment so that you're not having to chase the client for an invoice every month. This is going to allow you to work with the client year round and really help that client save time and money, because they're not going to be paying for things that aren't important to them. They're going to be paying for the results that they care about. And then if you set up a packaged menu, like we show in the example on the slide here, where you have core packages for businesses, core packages for individuals, and everything is already predefined, now you know what's included and what's not included in that package, and you can have clear boundaries and clear expectations for everyone involved, for you, for the client, and for your staff. And my favorite thing is now you can actually get paid for all your work and all your value, not just your time. So everything that's included in that package is going to allow you to get compensated for your experience, for your knowledge, for all of the value that you may have been giving away for free. So this is an example of the optimized package menu here on the screen that SmartPath members get access to. So you can get access to packages without having to try and reinvent them on your own. So if you like some additional help with really optimizing your pricing and your fee structure moving into 2022, if you're done with traditional invoicing, if you don't want to do hourly billing anymore, if you're done, haggling with difficult clients over your fees, and you really want to increase your fees above and beyond, what the national average is in the next 30 days, a SmartPath membership may be right for you. So we would love for you to check out the website. Go to smartpath.co.co. That will show you how you can access all the tools, all the templates, and all the training that you need to really get a hold of your pricing and your structure of how you want to move forward with your fees in 2022. Thank you, everybody, for being with us on this training, and we will see you in the next.